Hi, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Enjoying my empire here in the forest. My tiny home, which is so tiny it consists of nothing but a piece of wood and a chair for now. This is going to be my house on wheels. For those of you who are coming in late, this was my 32-foot camper, which by the way was not 32 feet. It was a lie. It is only, the living space was only 25 feet long and 8 foot wide. How they rated it 32, I don't know. So I'm going to build a 10 foot wide by 24 foot long house on wheels on this camper frame. You can go back and see previous videos where I demolished this camper down to nothing. Now today I plan on starting to paint the frame. I thought my camera was on a minute ago and I was working away happily and I ripped out the water tank, the gray water tank, and I went to double check the camera. It was off. Whatever. Sure could use a full-time cameraman out here and get a lot more video done. That'd be nice. But anyway, it is what it is. Got a lot done today. Feeling pretty good. Now, the wiring, I want to mention a little bit about the reasoning behind the wiring in the camper, in the RV battery bank, and why it was how it was. If you remember, when I had the battery bank behind the camper, somebody told me you have to put the terminals on opposite ends to charge and draw properly off the battery banks equally. Well, I did that and it worked out well. When I built the RV battery bank, I didn't have enough wires to run all the way across to the opposite end of the battery bank, and I didn't have the money to buy the wires, so I used what I had, and everything was at one end. I knew it wasn't right, but it worked. It got me through for now. Part of my low power problems in winter are most likely due to that fact. But when I connected everything properly today, it didn't change the voltage, so I'm wondering if with charging, because it wasn't as much current, it was going through all that, but when I was trying to pull off power to run that fridge, it was only pulling from the front battery bank because of the resistance on the lines is higher with the amount of current that you're pulling. I think I'm right on that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway. When I built that battery bank, I didn't have enough materials to properly wire it, and I wanted to see a real world experience, what would it be like. Now I've experienced it, I've lived with it like this for a while. Now we're going to move from improperly wired to properly wired and compare that in real life experience, how the system performs. Now you've seen a couple months bad, now we'll see how it is good. I've got probably about 2 months or so, 3 months before I'm living in here, so we'll see how it goes. So I just want to explain, I do a lot of experiments that might look like I'm doing something wrong in the beginning. Well, that's the Off-Grid Project started out as a series of projects and experiments in off-grid living to teach you how to get off the grid on a budget. That means showing you what to do, what not to do. A lot of my trolls and haters talk about how I teach them what not to do. That's right. That is part of the plan. Whether I mess up because I made a mistake or didn't know better, or whether I intentionally did something one way to later show you a different way. You know, that's what I'm doing. That's the Off-Grid Project. Later it turned into become a daily video of my life, but that was just a bonus. The Off-Grid Project is still to teach you how to get off the grid, and I'll be finished in the book pretty soon. I've been working on it, and getting it published, it's going to take some time getting it edited and published, so but that will be getting done. I've done enough projects and experiments that I'm pretty sure I can write that book now and finish it. Now, it's supposed to rain here all the time. They're calling for rain every day for the last 5 days, so I haven't painted this, and you can't trust the weather. We haven't had a drop, so today I'm going to start. I got some green scratch pads. I'm going to start scratching with water and in a bucket. And I figure it's better, it's like wet sanding your car basically before painting. I'm going to sort of somewhat wet sand all of this, and then as it dries I'm going to come behind and paint it. I'm going to do a little bit at a time and work my way forward in case it does look like it's going to rain, then I won't have a mess or any exposed rusty metal. So that's the plans for today. When you get to it, I wish you had seen me pulling out the tanks, but it is what it is. The camera was off. Now, I found something very exciting, happy, good, and interesting here. Good news on my black water tank. It's clean, clear water. I will show you so that nobody freaks out when I show. Can you see down in there? I hope you'll be able to see it. It looks dark because it's dirty. I mean, reflective. There's a rusty color to the water from algae. Let me see. Can you see in there? You can see the bottom of the tank. There you can see. Look at that. That's not sewage. That's the bottom of the tank. Isn't that nice? That's clean rainwater. That means I can empty this tank without fear. That's really good news. Because I was like, how am I going to move this tank? See, that's the bottom of the tank. That's just rainwater in there. So I can drain this and move it. Actually, you can see up in here, this is a clean tank. I don't know how it got clean, but see, there's just some construction filth in there. It's from our work. But that's not feces. That's just insect larvae. Ew. And anyway, there's nothing but construction filth that fell in there, same as there is right on top. So I can drain this pure, clean rainwater out and get this tank off of here. That's seriously good news. I was concerned about that because I want to start painting today. So I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get the Sawzall going and cut these steps off. They're going to the scrap yard. And I got to straighten out these posts, which are not going to be used for any load-bearing purpose. They're only going to be bolting points to bolt the house onto the frame of the camper. Battery's charged enough. I didn't plan on needing it right now. It's a wooden metal bit. Alright, I'm going to put a wood bit or a metal bit in this Sawzall. Scrap metal. This is good. Ryobi should be paying me for this. Close enough. Looks good. All it's got to do is, it's going to be tie down points for the house. That's it. Doesn't have to really hold any serious weight or support. Ow. Vibration. later. There goes my throne. That should even off anyway once the weight of the house is on that. Scrap metal. It is hot today. Not even really exerting myself, and it is sweaty hot. Cut them off. That's gonna be awkward. There you go. Looks good. It's so hot. Wow. It's actually hard to breathe. Of course, I'm from Michigan. I grew up in a Great Lakes state. I know I'm talking about the heat a lot, but wow. Great Lakes, you don't get this heat. I think I'm gonna leave this pipe on there. It doesn't bother me. That's the old gas line. That doesn't bother me. I don't care. Be too much work to take it off for nothing. No reason. All right. Well, I'm gonna finish cutting and cleaning off this frame. Here's the problem with demolition work. You sweat. And I can't see through my goggles. I'm working with metal, so I don't want to get metal in my eyes, but I'm sweating so bad, I keep fogging up my goggles. I can't see what I'm doing, and that's why usually in demolition, you don't see people wearing protection, because it's just in the way. Although it's safe, it's needed. I find that I'm just adjusting my goggles more than I'm working. Oh. Oh, it's so hot, I'm dizzy. It's not dehydration, it's temperature. Wow. Got the hat to keep bugs off my head, because the bugs are really nasty. They get in your hair and they bite. Cutting these at the weak point, where they rusted the worst. Less to cut. With every cut, I gotta take a break and take my glasses off. Fogging on me. Got all the bolts off. Good. I gotta straighten 3 more of these braces and I'm ready to start washing and painting, but I can hear thunder. So we got a thunderstorm coming, which is gonna cut my work short for the day, unfortunately. Wasn't supposed to rain till 4 o'clock in the afternoon according to the weather, but I hear thunder. Once I put my house frame on, as I said, I'll give that a little bit of hammering and straighten it up. As I'm putting the bolts in, it should pull them right straight up tight to the wood. The wood framing of the tiny home. They're really thin. Good. That looks good. That looks so much better. Have a look at this trailer now. Look at all those nice straight frames all the way down the line. Nice. Straight lines. Very good. I think I have a good base for a trailer. And then it'll be alright. Well, there's the sun back. The storm might pass me by, so I'm not going to let this stop me anyway. I'm going to wash this frame. Put away my tools and my camera. Get some work done. thunderstorm is threatening. I have to use the time. There's a bolt, I gotta bend that spot down. You didn't see that. This is my idea. Basically like a wet sanding. I want to get just the surface rust off and give it a wash at the same time, because you're supposed to wash it, of course, before you paint. Well, I wish I knew if that cream was going to hit or not. I can hear the thunder, but there's nothing supposed to be hitting until 4. I don't know what to think. Oh, that's oxidized. Oh yeah, very good idea washing before painting. There's a lot of dirt. You don't see it until you get right down to it. Wow. Well, it's going to look good anyway. Of course, nobody will see it but me down underneath. Oh, bottom part's tacky. Well, I'm gonna keep doing this. I won't bore you with the washing. I have to be honest, it's part of my videos. The dollar store green scratch pads are not working well. I'm sure some people will say I would have told you so, or may have already screamed it out on a previous video, but the fibers are sticking to the metal where there's rust. Not a good idea. Not working. Back here and all was good. Up on top was good. When I started getting on the bottom of the frame and the rusty spots, bad. It's sticking and ripping it to shreds. So I have to come up with a better way to clean this. I'm in the forest, off the grid, no connection to power or electricity from the outside world, and unfortunately I have no unlimited source of energy. So I also don't have a lot of water. I have to figure a way. I think it would be awesome if I can find an air compressor powered power washer like the sandblasting technique. I wonder if there's something like that that exists, where I can put the hose in a bucket and have my air compressor run like a power washer and clean this. It's got to be cleaned before I paint or it's useless. Absolutely pointless if I don't clean this before I paint it. And if you wire brush it, you still got to clean it before you paint it. So I'm going to have to look for a way to clean this.